another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
Hello, I'm Normal69 and this session will be in English. Recently I saw Latrix's older playthroughs and it was centered around a mod called Evolved, which are my favorite base mods of all time, I mean the type, because it's an overall balance mod with boosted vanilla effects. And it's somewhere around Rainbow, and here this is the one. And now I severely reduced the mods contained in the previous iteration, because of course it's now 3.8.4 version, most current one. And it contains a lot of inbuilt compatibility, but let me show you. So here on its page, Stellaris Evolved Alpha, and it contains a lot of features taking care of staying close to vanilla. And you can find in the discussions this beautiful topic called compatibility patches, list of compatibility. Always compatible with no patches like event mods, which I have plenty, and graphical mods, and ancient cache of technology, StarNet, StarTech, etc. It has internal patches for a lot of mods. I use this one, the planet modifiers and quests too. I abhor planetary diversity because I think it's enough. Psionic species expansion, which makes you possible to have a little overbar slowly raising, and it's a Warhammer 40k-ish solution because you can cast powers, but that raises corruption and then you have to clean it. Sounds really interesting. Gigastructure engineering, of course. I'm pondering on this. I'm reading the comments on their mod pages. I'm pondering on this too. I have a totally different origin mod installed. I tried it with merger of rules and with Irony mod launcher auto patching feature. I heavily use this one. UI overhaul dynamic. Anything else worth mentioning? Nope. Real space makes it janky. It sometimes surveys a planet, the science ship, and it stays gray and you don't see the name as usual, so I think it works, but there is some conflict with it, at least for me. And anything else? I would be interested in this, but mainly I want to see what's in the overhaul mod, Evolved one. And it contains a lot of good new ethics and civics, so you don't really need to install these mods. Anything else? Nothing yet. So now, alrighty. So this includes the switched off state mods from the previous iteration. It was called Archived because it heavily involved hives. And archaeology, so archives, you see the pun on the word here. Okay, this is needed for this one. Merger of rules, it's an auto patcher of some voodoo magical kind. I don't care because I want to play and I think you too. So few destruction of whole universes doesn't matter. There are no survivors, so nobody could talk. Okay, universal modifier patch, it's a good voodoo too. OP isolated start, when you get or set an origin where the planet is not something big like Dyson sphere or ring world or Aldebaran sphere, blah blah blah, then you can choose this one as your starting star system, and it's really OP. And it either has or hasn't got a wormhole, but always has an archaeological site nearby outside where the science ship detects hieroglyphs. Oh, it's a nice word, hieroglyphs. on the surface of the planet and goes down and nothing happens, and when they go away then they look back and see the hieroglyphs they were landed on is glowing. So they fly around and then a black hole system appears and it will have hypervariance between the OP isolated star and the rest of the galaxy. Goodness. These are interesting ideas, but not yet. You can essentially apply or plant cannons on the planet and little patrol ships without hyperdrive to patrol the system and kill the enemies. I don't think I would need it. Extra components and technologies, but I want to see because I really like from the technologies and components as far as I saw it from Evolve. We don't need this. Species diversity, it's interesting because depending on the portrait you choose, the main group of aliens you control, then you get 4 positive and 2 negative type specific traits for them, and it sounds interesting. Trait diversity is the best, I think, trait mode I ever found, and these are for cheaters. Or hard mode, because you have 3 traits which lower your points which you can spend on your race. Okay. This is the planet changer I use. It has inbuilt stories too and other interesting things. I ponder on this. This is a more non-balanced but real good fantasy imagination mod with techniques and origins and everything, essentially. This is the Eye of Terror from Warhammer 40k. You are not compatible, but there are interesting changes for Gestalt consciousnesses, really good ones, I mean. So it's deactivated, Gigastructural Engineering, Psionic Species Expansion, oh, I could say it, Psionic Species Expansion, compatibility mod. This is off, extra origins because they are good ones. Oh, and it has, so this one has imbalanced-ish origins. Okay. Real space stability problems, so I deactivated them. I will see if we have any manipulation of hyperlanes inside the mods already switched on, so I will wait on this. More story and precursors and archaeology, very good ones. I think these two was made by the same guy. Okay, I don't need additional modifiers. The previous one has a ton, so I don't think so. And then we have this 10 times faster reinforcement transit. Yanis told me it's a good one. Forerunner, it's a tradition overhaul. Essentially, every box in a tradition 3 has 3 levels. And if you research 2 of the boxes, then you get an expansion pack. So most of the time you have 3 expansion pack from a tradition, but we have an interesting tradition overhaul in the Evolve mod 2. Okay, this is the main thing, the crown jewel or something like that. It sounded useful, it sounded beautiful, we definitely need this, and the tiny outliner, so both of them are installed, and the textures are just represented by a number before you research them, so you see more building slots, bigger planet view, improved font, tiny outliner compatibility. This tiny outliner is a combination of 2 branches, so it works with it, I hope so. We don't need this. The old name list, the new advanced name list, a very good one. Compatibility mods, no, this is an extended top bar because we have more kinds of resources around here. And expansion slots and more tradition categories now deactivated. I will see if we need it or not. Psionic Species Expansion patch. And at last evolved patch, and then universal resource patch, so all the new resources are displayed correctly, and the auto patcher. That's it. And we are in with a nice evolved logo. So let me show you the changes, the main changes at least. Of course, you have the usual appearance, species name list. Let me just quickly scroll through some of them for you to see. It has a lot of names. I'm using Space Hippie. Traits, because these are the machine traits. This is from the cheat mod. And we have a lot of machine traits around here. And the hidden ones, of course, too, which are coming from the different origins. This is the first attempt I try to play this machine caretakers system or ethics, and it seems to be a rather good one. Of course, different name for them. Yes, and here are the biological traits. We have some, as you can see. Sorry, I'm scrolling this so quickly, but it's a lot. Alrighty, onward. Name and class. And of course, I'm beginning now in the cohesive cluster, but when you can set this, then you can set the opaque system. I'm a little player. I'm using only normal level hardness. Of course, we have Solarpunk graphics, and of course, why is the ship set? Yes. And Solarpunk ship set, I don't know why, but I'm happy. And then, let me show you this. Governments and ethics. So we are, yes, this is a problem. I need to point here. And I bring a Rus servitor. It's a little bit different than the vanilla game. Then I have embedded cooperation, which makes it possible to deploy branch offices on the areas of the friendly neighborhoods, while trading software allows me to trade. And it's a really good combination because I need, I don't remember, sadly, the resource, but what you need for organists to live, the extra luxury stuff like a hairdryer and such. And from the trade, I will show you later. But as you can see, we have something which called prime clusters, which are a ruling class, as far as I saw. And they are making some strange processing capacity. And I don't really see it elsewhere, so I don't really know what are they for. But with these civics, you can change those rulers to different ways. Also, you have the directives, which change your whole economy. And some really interesting or mechanics which they browsed from the biological empires, like reanimation protocols for machines, and you can, quote, raise the dead machines with this. So interesting things are here, and of course they are a lot, and I even see some which has requirement never. So maybe these ethics are acquirable in some other way. I don't know. Oh, and these are infiltrators of machine empires. Another thing, that beside the Gestalt consciousness, we have 6 ways of it, and you can choose 2 of them for your empire. And if by some strange thinking you decide that you want a Gestalt consciousness anymore, then you can choose some interesting authorities: direct democracy, indirect, oligarchic, theocracy, dictatorial, imperial, corporate, patrimonial corporation, So it's like a kingdom. And you can have a biological empire controlled with machine intelligence counselors, and the same thing for corporations. It's an interesting twist. And by the way, if I set this back, you can see that I not only could play hive minds and machine intelligence, but cybernetic collectives too, which are the populations considered to be biological somewhat, but has machine qualities, and it's an interesting combination. I don't know, why don't you like the same thing which I had before? But it isn't a problem. Origins. We have the usual vanilla ones, maybe a bit changed. For example, I can make machine void dwellers or hive mind. I think for machines it wasn't possible before. I'm not sure. And cybernetic collective can use the tree of life too. These are really interesting vanilla modifications. And I think if we get, oh yes, I think this is the new ones. So essentially you were a threat to the galaxy and walled in by a force field into your one planet, and you just get released. A crash, begin with a crash ship, fear of the dark. I think these are originals maybe, but this is my chosen one when you can build the galaxy outside of the galaxy. Next generation, irradiated evolution. I don't really know what is the vanilla, but I think this is still the vanilla one. AI uprising, cosmic monument. I should try this out. We are the Shadow Council, the aliens secretly controlling Earth. This is an interesting one too. It just happens that your species suddenly appear on a planet and instantly begin to colonize it. It's a funky thing. Of course, you have Arcships too, not Arcships, colony ships. War of the Worlds, Grey Goo, this is a good one too. Excise, which is almost like when your planet will be destroyed 50 years later, but is the aftermath. Your planet was already destroyed and you try to get around in the galaxy. These are from Structural Engineering. Most of them don't work with the OP system because these are essentially systems in itself. But from here, I think you can activate that mod. And I've tried this because I don't know why, but I like to play heavy into archaeology. So Reverse and Lost Project. But it isn't my kind of game. Permanent employment, eternal self-taught. Sounds really necromancy. Okay, what do we have more here? I don't think anything new is here. Maybe some colors and flags, who knows? Oh! I think these are from Structural Engineering, most definitely. Alright. And the game I'm planning to play, 5 empires. I'm away on an island and don't care about them. Maybe it would go alright. So, let's see.